Well guys, what might this possibly be? Now this is something that I came up with for the annular eclipse of May 10th, 1994, which went right over my house. It was almost central, just so very close central over my house. And at that time I observed it with my astrophysics 6-inch superplanetary refractor telescope. And I even had passers-by that stopped wanting to know why it was so eerie out as we approached annularity. So what we have here on the left is my Monota Flash Meter 4. I've had that thing since, I don't know, maybe 86, 87. I use that. I used to do wedding photography on the side. That wasn't my main thing, but I would do wedding photography and portrait stuff, and in any event, so that's what we have there, the Flash Meter 4. And over here we have something that is a plumbing fixture. So what we have here is a 4-inch PVC toilet flange, or they're also known as a closet flange. And what this piece here does is that's what it's the pipe fitting that allows your toilet to mount to the floor, and it connects to the drain pipe. Then what I've done is I put a reducer coupling inside that floor flange, which allowed me to go to a 2-inch PVC pipe, which is what you see here. I cut a short piece, and so this is all glued together. You've got the closet flange, you've got a reducing coupling, and finally a short piece of PVC 2-inch pipe. Now, here you'll note these crosshairs, which is basically just some string, or what do you call it, thread, sewing thread. And so approximately every 90 degrees I drilled an extremely small hole, ran this through there to create a center line within the center of this 2-inch PVC. Now if you look closely there, I don't want to get into the sun cover if I stand too close in front of this. You'll see at the back side of this board crosshairs being projected from the front onto the back of this 3/4 inch plywood, and just to the frame, as you're looking at this, just about to the left of the frame, you'll see like a center dot. So what that is the center line of these crosshairs, when projected back onto the center dot that I made in the piece of plywood. What that does is that'll now create and allow the meter that we see here to be parallel with this board. So when I want to take light readings to see when the annular eclipse, as it went through the phases, I could record that. Now maybe I was being a little too damn picky here, but I wanted to maintain that this was always pointed at the same angle. I also have a flat diffuser panel that I can put on here. And so I thought about showing this because we have the eclipse being widely seen next year across the United States on April 8th of 2024. So now I went a step further, because if we take a look at the back side, you'll see I created a hole. So what I can do, and you can see the crosshair there, it may not focus so well. Let me go down a little bit. So you can see the crosshair being projected on the back of this 3/4 inch plywood, and just to the right you'll see the center dot. And so all I've got to do now is take my tripod while I'm standing right behind, not in front of where I'm blocking anything. I can literally just adjust this up and down where that crosshair is now with the center dot on the plywood, and then I would take my reading. Thus knowing that all my readings, the flash meter was always parallel and in the same position. Now, one thing I think I would change if I was redoing this, and I could take this floor flange off, unscrew it, is paint the background of the board white. Although I have no issues doing this, I might have, you know, if I was going to redo it, I probably would just paint that inner circle white. Now, on the back side, I simply have a piece of aluminum, 1/4 inch thick by, looks like 1 inch wide, 7/8 inch or so, whatever I had way back at the time, and I just screwed it into the plywood, and then in the center of this I put a 1/4 20 threaded hole that would accept your standard tripod. And so at the time I was using the Bogan, I think is it the 3047 head or something like that. So I would put that adapter on here and then put it into the head of that tripod. But what I've done now, since everything is gone to the dovetail, is I've attached the dovetails to that, and then this will easily come off of the studio ball head that I have this on. And the beauty of the studio ball is you have one control knob, and then I can just loosen this up and down as I peer through the top to get it set, and then just lock it down. Now, to retain the flash meter 4, or whatever meter you're going to use, I just simply put a few little notches on either side of the width. And then I got these, I got a bunch of these back in the day, can't think of the name of them, but you could put these together. As you can see, they were used for like keeping cords and various things together. They work really well, and so I just basically use that, snug it up, and I can actually just slide this out of here, and it naturally sits here really nice, and it stops right here. Once I have the meter with the settings on the side set, then it's just a matter of turning it on, setting what I need here, and then taking my readings, and then at each stage, at every time, just monitor and write down those times, and then that way you can kind of see what the light fall off was during the annularity or totality. Well, guys, I dug those out. I've got about a whole bunch at one time. I've had these for a long time, and you'll see that this is one of their designs. That's the name of them. They work great for a lot of different uses. And then they also had this other design here, which also work well. So I don't even know if they make those anymore, but you can look it up and see if they still make them.